in your fields today. What's up, y'all? It's Rashad, Antonio, MCU Collective, where we talk about the MCU. And this is X-Men 97, episode number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Remember,
It's
remember it. All spoilers, man. And I mean, this has been the stat. Like I was talking with Bob on last week
okay.
about the but so shout out Bob, yo, we love you. And
Hey, Tony.
he was saying how this show was it was good, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? But to him, it kind of lacks the like the heart that the OG series had. And we had a nice little conversation. Like I didn't
Okay.
agree with him. He didn't agree
Okay.
with me. But that's usually how a lot of our conversations go.
We agree to disagree.
Man, we be, me and Tony be disagreeing, agreeing to disagree all the time, man. I still lost my boy though. But yeah,
Yeah.
so and with this episode, like I was saying he did say, like, look, this is nostalgia done right. And that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of how I've been feeling, just enjoying it, not having like a very like deeper analysis dive into the thing, but like just the fact that they have been able to merge modern sensibilities in this very familiar place has just been amazing. And it's been like a oh yeah, it's been a Bo DeMeo sighting. He was on Twitter today because somebody was like, "Yo, this is crazy." He was like, "Man, yeah, we just warming up. Wait till 8 through 10." I was like, "What?"
What the F you mean? Wait to eight. This
He
is a
said
warm up.
we just warming up. So like, yeah, again, don't know what the heck this man did to piss Disney proper off so upset, but
Mm-hmm.
it made him so upset. But yeah, when I went back and watched this again, he wrote the hell out of this episode.
Uh-huh.
Like, there's just some lines of dialogue and stuff that's going
Mm-hmm.
on, and just the setup to this. And we've been setting stuff up since the beginning, little
Mm-hmm.
small drops of stuff. I mean, yo, all right. Again, all spoilers. Tony, did you see Uatu the Watcher?
Yes, I did. I thought I was okay. I was like, did I see that? I know I saw that.
I ain't even catch it the first time.
I
You know what
saw
I'm
like
saying?
I've only seen it one time, and I looked and I said, "What is that weird looking?" And I stopped it. I was like, "Is that who I think?" And I stopped and said, "No, I know that. I know that ain't who I think it is.
So
It was Uatu the Watcher."
if you didn't think the show was MCU proper, it's MCU proper, big dog.
Mm-hmm.
Because ain't no reason to have Uatu looking over it if it ain't. So aside from the episode, that inclusion just leaves so many questions. Let's
Okay.
just focus on what happened, though. All right.
I'm glad you said something about it because I wasn't going to say something at first. I was like,
Nah,
maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I see
nah. That was
because
Uatu.
it's very subtle. It's
It's
very
matter,
very
yeah. Oh,
subtle.
it's real subtle. Matter of fact, keep on talking. I'm gonna throw it up, so in case
Yeah,
people didn't
it's
see it.
very subtle that you see Watu the Watcher. Like y'all, I'm watching this right, and I'm like, okay, 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 and then I see it's the familiar sky scene that we've seen in the What If series or whatever. And then I
Uh-huh.
said, hold on. And you see like a figure in the left corner. And if you're not paying attention, you won't miss it. You'll miss it, or you'll just think it's something else. And I looked, I said, wait a minute, is that? And sure enough, our own Marvel big-headed deity space chronicler of the MCU was sitting right there in the top left corner watching all of the madness that was going on. This I just want to say, man, like this 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 show just reinforces why I love the X-Men. Period. I know I've said this every week. And I'm going to keep saying it as long as they keep doing it, things to make me love, to why I love the X-Men. And boom, thank you, right there. Right there.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Watu the Watcher was watching all along. And granted, they don't show the glowing eyes, but you see his little two stars, kind of like, right?
Nah,
Kind
you
of
know
two
it's him.
star. But
You
you know
know
it's
it's
him.
him.
You know it's him. If you watch
It's
anything
him.
MCU animated, you know it's him.
See?
Mm-hmm. So
Right in the
Rashad.
corner. Go ahead, sir.
So okay. So this, it kind of picks up from 2-3 episodes ago, where I guess it's the day that Genosha is officially becoming a member of the United Nations, the UN. Also, what's going on at the same time is there is a reporter who is, I guess she's like a respected reporter in this universe's news media, is doing a, not an expose, but kind of like a look into,
It's like a fluff piece.
yeah, a
It's like
fluff
they're
piece.
really trying to quote, of course, if you're not in like the industry, a
Mm-hmm.
fluff piece is just is basically I'm trying to it's like a rebrand of sorts. They're trying
Yeah,
to
rebrand the
rebrand the
mutants.
mutants as like, these is people, part of
Mm-hmm.
society. Look, they do the same things y'all do. They go to school, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They got kids here. They're trying to like kind of like
Yeah,
ingratiate the rest of the world with them.
right. So, so the fluff piece that's going on, she's at the X Mansion and she's explaining, this, saying this New England estate was created, saying school, it shows Charles Xavier School for the Gifted, created by Charles Xavier, who passed away. Unfortunately, they showed a picture of the first class, the OG first class, with that was hanging on the wall. And she's having a sit down at the fireplace talking with Beast. And she's laying it on too, because she's like, it's so great to be talking to someone as a respected scientist as yourself. And he's like, kind of like, blushing, like, hey, even blue blushes, you know what I'm saying? He says, but it's good. It feels good to have someone that is a respected, journalist as yourself doing this. And they talk to Bees, then they talk to Jubilee, and Jubilee's like, yeah, this is like any other. Jubilee being a typical teenager, yeah, it's like any other school, it's classes ain't really that boring, and I can imagine even regular classes aren't boring, because I can see the kids that they're trying to play pranks on each other with their powers and stuff like that and everything, they're explaining everything that's going on with that. And then they get to Scott. Your boy Scott is going through it, Rashad. And I mean, I have never really been a Cyclops Scott Summers fan. People that are part of the Scott Hive that love Scott Summers and Cyclops, have at it, going grace. You can love this dude or whatever. I've always felt that he was like egotistical, and he felt that thing. He felt privileged, like, oh, I was part of first class. Things should come to me, blah, 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 whatever, from the leader. But I've been kind of sympathetic to him for this. My man find out the woman that he loved is not really the woman that he loved. It's a clone, but it's like, I love her, but is it still her that I'm in love with? And on top of that, his kid, got infected with a techno-organic virus that there's no cure for in this time. So he had to give his child away, to the future to see if, the kid can get healed. So, the lady's talking to him, and at first he's kind of calm and cool. And then when she brings up, so where's the child? He like blanks out and like completely snaps and was just like, look here. He was like, yeah, there is no kid. And then she's like, well, why are you lying? Because I did. She doing what a journalist does. She does her research, find out what it is. And he snaps, and he's just like, the doctor didn't want to do the surgery, didn't want to deliver my kid, the bigoted doctor, blah, blah, blah. He's like, just going in. And he says, you people just don't understand how many times we saved y'all And you know what I'm saying, you lied to me nothing. And I was just like, yo, this dude is wilding. And she's even looking like, I'm trying to help you out here, bro. Like, what
why are you so mad? Like,
why are you so mad or what? You know, but he can't tell her, like, yo, my kid had to go off into the future. And he ain't saying nothing about, you know, Madeline Pryor that we know about.
nah.
So that's going on at the X Mansion. Then we go to Genosha, where it's the love triangles of love triangles is going. This horny ass show, as you like to say, Rashad.
So horny.
This love triangles of love triangles. You got Magneto, Gambit, and Rogue. And you know, this is like Gambit's first time going back since the OG series when they went and it was a trap set by, you know, the Friends of Humanities and the Sentinel program to capture mutants.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, this place done changed a whole lot. And Genosha is like a thriving country. It's an island country.
It's like,
I mean,
it's like Wakanda Light.
Yes, Wakanda Light, very Wakanda Light. They have statues. All praise be to Magneto and Charles Xavier. They got statues of them sitting there. You go on the ground level, they got like, you know, they got the, you know, saying a market, people walking around, people with weird mutant powers. You know what I'm saying? Some that have they're mutants, but they just are deformed looking mutants and stuff like that. Just all types of wild stuff going on. They land, and then there goes our the UN council lady who, you know, she I'm like, why you still got an attitude, chick? Like girl, your people attacked him and Magneto damn near could have killed you, but he backed off. So why you still got like an attitude or whatever? And they arrive, and then once again, it's still a blank measuring contest between Gambit and Magneto trying for the affections of Rogue and everything. And Rogue is like, I'm torn in the middle, darling. You know, oh sugar. She torn in the middle, don't know what to do. They finally land, and then come to find out we see good old Nightcrawler.
Yeah, don't forget, Nightcrawler's there, Madeline Pryor's there.
Yeah,
Valerie Cooper is from the UN is there too.
Yeah, Valerie Cooper, that's the UN shit. Yeah. But yeah, Nightcrawler arrives and he's like, hey, what's going on? You know, I'm part of the council. You know, they got me to, you know, do religion because everyone knows Nightcrawler's like super religious. He's like, hey, the council want to have a private meeting with you, Magneto. And, you know, so, hey, go on and meet up with them. And, hey, I'm going to just show the rest of these, you know, Rogue and Gambit around. And Magneto's just, not Magneto, but Kurt is just, tails out, whipping, just boop, 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 using his powers all over the place, all willy-nilly. He take him to the little market. He gets an apple. An apple is $10. And Gambit is like, yo, what is this? And then, you know, they're like, hey, man, they still a new country. You know, saying we thriving, but hey, we gotta make some type of eat, have some type of economic prowess here. So then we go to the council meeting.
Yeah, to the mutant council.
The mutant council, who are going to be the leaders for this country.
And look who it is.
Look who it is. You have two members of the Hellfire Club right there. You have Sebastian Shaw. You have Emma Frost, the White Queen. Mm-hmm. You have Banshee. Madeline Pryor, you know, hey, she done found her spot. She's here on Genosha making her living there, whatever.
Yo, did you catch what Gambit said to Madeline when they got the plane? Yes, Gambit said, she was like, yeah, seeing how you can have you know, you can borrow a jeans since you can't get like the real one. This bastard said, two's always better. He said three's always better before it's too much. Two's always better than three, but three's too much. I was like, this guy's so horny.
Gambit is so horny. Also, on top of that, before we get back to the council thing, like, Gambit is still trying to put the moves on the Rogue, and Rogue is talking to him and stuff. And he's like, he is so enamored and in love with this girl or whatever. And Nightcrawler's like, hey man, ask this chick to marry you, bro. Like it's everyone knows. You just and he's just like, hey man, you know, Gambit ain't for that, baby. That type of life ain't for Gambit, you know, and all this. But he really loves her, and I think he do want to marry her, but he knows the limitations of it. But I
Yeah.
will say this: Gambit has a very open mind about that, and we'll get to that a little bit later. Unlike any other horny old bastard who tried to get with this chick. So we back at the council, and even Maura McTaggart, she's like the only human that's on the count. And Emma Frost is like disgusted. She's like that she's on the council, like, oh, we got the human here.
Very mad.
Right. And Madeline Pryor's like, hey, yo, chill. She has been the biggest supporter and sympathizer for us. Like, she's just a human representative. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, chill out, whatever. And they're talking and they're saying, like, hey, we need to have a face. Even though we're a council, we need to have, like, you know what I'm saying, a face, a chancellor for this. And it was like, you it, Eric, Magneto. Magneto's like, yo, whoa. He was like, hey, look here. I have my causes. He says, but Magneto's kind of like, look, I realize we got to coexist with these damn humans, these sapiens, but Homo sapiens, but I don't know. They was like, look here, no, dude, you're the face. You're the one that's kind of got all this rolling or whatever. He was like, look, man, I'm just doing what Charles want me to do to take over the X-Men and the school. They was like, yeah, that makes you the perfect person to do this because Charles Xavier trusted you with the X-Men. We're trusting you to do this. Go ahead, man.
Yo, when Valerie was like, ain't no way y'all gonna make y'all have a terrorist as a leader. Magneto said, and most of y'all leaders is terrorists. I was like, oh.
I paused and I applauded when he said
bravo.
That. Yeah.
Bravo line.
I paused. And they animated the best dumb look on her face they could. She was just like, touche. Made a point there, buddy. Mr. Father of magnetism.
Yeah.
So all that's going on. So then we go back to the mansion. No, before we go, Magneto says, I'll do this, but only on one condition. And then we cut to him and Rogue.
There goes my baby.
Ooh, girl, look at Magneto and Rogue are having a one-up, and he tells her, listen, I'll do this if you like become my queen. You become my mutant queen, my sister. And you, if I allow, you become my mutant queen, my sister, as we out here with the oppression of the mutants. So basically, he's
Mother Earth.
Mother Earth. He said, he's Homo superior that you are. And so he's just like, so he's like, yo, let's run the X-Men, and he wanted to be Rogue. And he basically doing that because he wants Rogue to be on the island with him. He's trying to get up, make Rogue his woman, his wife. Rogue was like, what? She said, is this what you did this for? She said, you did this to get back. And he like, hey, yo, just chill, baby. No, it's not like that. I really don't want that. Just a suggestion. Just a situation and stuff. And he was like, yo, come on, man. Like, it's the best thing that we can do. And Rogue ain't really feeling it, but she kind of understands, and it seems like she laments to it.
So, she accepted it to a degree.
So let's go back to the X Mansion.
Oh boy.
boy. So first we go back to Jean Grey, the real Jean Grey, because she's Jean Grey.
Please.
And I don't know what the hell she's like in a pool or something.
No, she's in like the lake behind the house.
Yeah, she's like in the lake and she's floating up like bubbles and of all her memories and stuff like that. And Mac Daddy Wolverine Logan James Howlett. James Howlett. They go rose up on her. Jeannie, what you doing? And she was like, I have so many memories. I just, I'm just trying to decipher what was real, what's mine, was hers. It's like we're all blended, it's all blended together. And you see like in the little water bubble she made like different memories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he was like, he was like, so see you and Scott still ain't talking, huh? Like you and Scott still ain't.
You and the Boy Scouts.
You and the Boy Scouts still ain't talking, huh? And she's like, yo, she's like Logan, he's hurt and like get to give away his child. And like, we haven't been talking and this and that. And then he's just like, oh, man, Jeannie, it'll work out, this and that. And then we see something we thought we would never see. Jean's, because Wolverine ain't really, as the kids say, risen her up. He's just talking real to her.
He's just really being the inappropriately close friend.
Inappropriate close friend who's kind of like the voice of reason. Because we all know how Logan feels. She found out how Logan felt 2 episodes. You really feel like that about? I didn't know you felt like that about. I'm like, for you to read minds, you an idiot. Yeah, for you to read minds, you stupid, Jean, or whatever. But so she proceeds to kiss Logan, kiss Wolverine. I said, oh.
Now we got another definitive love triangle.
Again, yo, she laid them, and he sat there, and it is like he wanted it, and then he looked at her, and he was like, he turned his back to her to be like. I think he turned his back for a couple of reasons. Like, I don't want to show no type of excitement or anything like that. He kept it stone face. He turned his back to him. Hey man, listen, yo. You know what I'm talking about, Rashad. You know when like you married with Keisha.
You surprised? Like, oh snap! I was not expecting this.
Right, like the first time you kiss somebody that you really like, and then you kiss them, and they kiss you, and you like,
they're doing my Trump dance,
right? In your mind, you are sitting there just you
trying to hit that inhale through your nose, exhale out your mouth, like it calmed down my heart rate. Right, so Logan's like, look, man, go talk to your boy, and he just like he skedaddles away.
Yeah.
When they go back to the house, right? Come back to the house, like Scott
brooding.
Scott is like sulking, and the interview ain't really going really well. You know what I'm saying? And then
Jean Grey comes in.
And this scene is so beautifully confusing because you think that it's a conversation between Jean
and Scott. Because they're like, hey, that didn't go too well, huh? Because everything, like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Hey, this and that. So what did he look like? Talking about, little Nathan Summers. And I'm like, oh, Jean's actually asking about the baby and stuff like that.
Like, you being real progressive about this.
Progressive. Next thing you know, enough! And you see a floating Jean. I said, yo, what the hell is going on? I was like, what? I was like John Witherspoon in Vampire Brooklyn. She put the flip-flops. She put some flip-flops on me. I was like, what is going on here? It wasn't Jean Grey.
Nah,
he was having a mental connection. His mental, like, telepathic link with Madeline Pryor. They were talking and been communicating. Jean Grey happened to just bust up in there and realize what was going on.
Tony.
And snapped.
Tony.
Yeah.
He was mentally smashing them cheeks. I need you to understand. Because they kissed like at the end of that whole thing, and then he tried to hit him, but what you see there was hurt and confusion, baby. Like like hey man, so we having a hard time. I just want trying to connect back to our child we had.
But didn't Jean Grey do what I said she was gonna do? Remember what I said? She was like, that was our thing, Scott. So you can't tell that was our thing. She
I was like, thank you, Jean.
Full disclosure. Just being jokes here.
I don't care, yo. She went full black. She went full black girl on her, yo.
Black girl.
And I loved it. I appreciated that.
She said, that's our thing, Scott. That's awesome. And you doing it with a piece of me? Somebody took a piece of me and made something out of you do. And he was like, baby, what you gotta understand, baby, I'm going through something. I had a child with the woman, baby. I had a child with her. She understands.
And then Scott hit her with the most stereotypical guy thing ever. I'm just gonna try to flip this on you. Do you even remember, or is it just some thoughts you had? Like, and she was like, she said, Scott, how dare you try to do this to me? Don't turn this on me. You the one mentally smashing cheeks with Madeline Pryor, not me.
Ladies and gentlemen who are watching this, especially fellas, if you want to know what it means when a woman be like, you are gaslighting me, that's exactly what Scott. If you don't know, like me and Rashad, we pretty much know what gaslighting is. We some men have.
That's a great example, Tony.
That, ladies and gentlemen, especially fellas, I know I'm breaking bro code, don't care. That was 100% gaslighting, because he completely flipped it. It was like, well, is it that you love me or you love the memory of what you thought was me? I said, oh no, this nigga did.
I was like, the audacity.
To quote Stephen A. Smith, the unmitigated gall, the temerity of this dude to do this. And like, it was just like, I can't believe this happened. So you got, I was just like, wow. And it just that scene just kind of ended or whatever. And
yeah, man. That right there to me was one of the better just like relationship type scenes I've ever seen in a cartoon, other than like Invincible. Like their his relationship with with Zazie Beetz. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like
Zazie Beetz, I do love you. I'm not talking about you. The character you play on that show was trash.
Nah, yo, Mark was trash. And he should have known that was never gonna work. But hey, let's focus.
Right.
Back on Genosha. And I just want to set the scene. All right. So they having this oh yeah, before you even get to the party.
Yeah, so, get the party, you gotta remember.
So my bad. So
your boy like
Rogue talks to Gambit, and Gambit is
your boy was looking fly.
Your boy is fire sharp. You know what I'm saying? He looking like the Cajun's finest today. He said, I'm about to go to Men's Warehouse, get my tuxedo, and I'm about to kill these hoes tonight. Yes, and then Rogue says, look, yo,
we gotta talk.
You look mighty fine, but I gotta say something. So look, man, like I gotta do this thing with Eric. And he's like, well, if you don't want to do this with me, I guess we just be friends.
But then too, we also see in flashback the relationship that
that is true, because she was like, yo, ain't no way in hell I could be with Magneto. That man is diabolical.
Because she basically you see Rogue get introduced to her when the woman that was Mama, that was Mystique, that you know about, introduces her to
Magneto, which was like all like a huge just setup. You know what I'm saying?
And so Magneto's like, yeah, man, okay, cool, got these powers and everything like that. And and she basically, it's like she's fawning over. You know what it's like, Rashad? We band guys. We've been the band. It's like the freshman chick comes in and they introduce her to the drum major, and like and falls in love with the drum major, and it's just like, oh, he's a leader. He's this. And she's just fawning over him and everything. And they having dinner one day, and their hands accidentally bump each other, and she ain't get them powers. And then she says, hold on. And they hit the touch, the Mario touch. And she was like, yo, I realized I could touch him, do this magnet, and it won't hurt him or anything like that. And then you see once again the horny scene. Magneto with the band, sleep, because you know what he just finished doing. And Rogue sitting there like, yo, this dude is kind of crazy. I need to get away from this or whatever.
Like, what kind of dreams is this man having right now? Like, I don't trust it.
Yo, did you see how he was tweaking in his drink? Yo, he was in this.
He was fighting them demons in his sleep, boy.
And
so
she was just like, I couldn't do
it. So yeah, that definitely was a vital part of the setup at the end. So we have.
He was mad as a mug, but he he laid his pimp hand down and he did it cool. And he was just like, well, Cher, and this is what I mean when I say he showed a lot of maturity. She was like, Gambit, you don't know what it's like. I can touch him, blah blah blah. And he like, hey man, sometimes it's more than just touching, yo. Love, you know, saying love is just more than touching. And I was surprised he even said that or whatever. Like,
again, there's a lot of maturity to the just the like the in between the lines stuff that this show is trying to convey to the audience. All right. Set up again, we saw Uatu, you know what I'm saying? And then the next scene is this. And when I saw this, I was like, this ain't gonna end well. Because we got people on top of chandeliers dancing. Look at this nonsense.
Look at Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler got a top hat on. It looked like or fedora or something. He is casket sharp. Oh, literally all of them basically casket sharp. We're gonna get to that in a minute.
Everybody casket sharp.
Everybody casket sharp in there. You see Nightcrawler in a top hat. So he
got some random lady with a fro, her little hooker boots. Come on, man.
Boots on and stuff on here. He just look. And they out there having a time, time, and like, and you know, and the next thing you know, Rogue enters the scene. Gambit's just sitting there like, well, whatever, blah blah blah. And he's talking to Madeline.
Yeah, him and Madeline at the bar.
Yeah, they're at a bar and they're like talking, and she's like, and you know, he's just like, yeah, man, blah 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 blah. He's like, yo, at least you had Scott. That's what he's kind of like. Or whatever. And she's like, it'll be okay, and this and that. And then all of a sudden, Rogue comes floating gracefully into the scene.
Angelic.
Rogue coming that jank looking like a bad. Got a red dress on, fitted on her, hair done up. Magneto looked up and he got mesmerized. He floated right on up to her, and they doing a little they sit there dancing and stuff, and they having a good time at the party. And then they kiss. And I was like, well, I guess this submits this or whatever. And then she said, this is why I can't be with you. Because she's like, I know you do. Like, this is, no, I cannot do this.
I can't do this. On top of that, you're probably 20 years older than me. So this feels a little rapey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, especially seeing like now that like I forgot that like her, like a version of her mom, even though it was her mom, bought her to him. It seems very predatory to me.
Grooming.
It's very predatory.
Very
Yeah. So
Madeline goes out.
She has like some sort of like oh yeah.
Yeah, her and Jean had.
Jean at the beginning of the episode, Jean has this sort of like psionic episode.
Yeah, like a brain or something.
And she's like tweaking. Don't know what's going on. Same thing happens to Madeline. At the end, her nose starts bleeding. So she walks outside, get some air. And all of a sudden, she's looking off in the distance. And your boy Cable jumps through a portal and it's so.
Get everybody out of here.
Tony, the funny thing, he was like, turn off the music. Like, why was that so vital?
Yeah, turn off the music. Turn off the music.
Like, turn off the music? Well, so people can hear your herald. Like, I don't like that part. Was like, that's interesting to me.
You know what he was giving on that? He was giving Joe Clark. Get them chains off the door. Let's go. Get them chains. Come on, everybody, turn off the music. Get them chains off the door. Call Brad. He coming in.
The man is in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like,
Madeline's like, Cable, what's wrong? And then something happened when he was getting ready to go back the way. He was like, I'm too late.
No, Tony. He says a couple vital things. One, he's like, he's coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
At
who's a
first, I
who?
said, "Is it Apocalypse?" But I don't think it's
Apocalypse.
is it Apocalypse? I pulled the I pulled the Wolverine one. Is it Apocalypse?
Apocalypse.
Like, no, you idiot! I'm having a baby anyway. So I thought it was
Uh,
that, but he was like, "He's coming, he's coming," and she's like, "Who's coming?" And
like
then
what?
Madeline looks him in the eyes, and she
It's
says,
like
oh my God,
you made it. You survived.
you survived." And he looked at her and was like, "I gotta go."
Like, I'm
And
sorry, mom.
he says, "I'm sorry, mom." It goes away.
Also, before even that, like when he realized he was too late, he was said, "Not again." How many times has Cable came to this event in time and has failed?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, "Yo, they're coming," and all of a sudden, in the background, you see green explosions going off, and everybody's is like distracted because it's fireworks and stuff. It's a very,
Uh-huh.
it's celebratory out here.
Turn the music off.
Turn off the music. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
he goes back to, I guess the whatever time,
Time.
his regular time, and then,
All hell breaks
bruh,
loose.
this scene of events, man, like I think somebody compared this to like the Red Wedding on a TV on like a cartoon show. I was like, man, this is up there, yo, because the way that these Sentinels and that huge Sentinel that Gambit called called a Godzilla Sentinel, which
Yeah.
is very accurate. You know what I'm
Did
saying?
he say like a kaiju or something? Did he
He
mention a
called it.
kaiju?
Listen, he said Godzilla
Godzilla. Okay, yeah.
Sentinel. You know what I'm
Godzilla Sentinel.
saying? Because it was like they had it. It was a three-headed walking master mold, basically.
You know the three heads and stuff. It reminded me of throwback to '80s cartoon, the Quintessons from Transformers. You know, with the three.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking, but
I
could
was
not.
thinking that. Yeah, when it's like the Quintessons from Transformers, the OG one
Good.
series
That's a
back in
good
the day.
callback, Tony. Good,
Yeah,
good,
man.
great callback. Yo,
Yeah, thanks, man.
everybody
And
was. Nobody's safe. You know what I'm
nobody's
saying?
safe.
Everybody was dying.
Yeah, and it's like because the first blast blew like the building up, and like Rogue is like, "Yo, what the hell was that?" And she gets up and she's cut up, and then Magneto like, "Yo, let's get people inside." Like, get people. I forgot what they said. They was
To the
to the
garden.
garden. Get people
Yeah.
to the garden or whatever, and they're trying to get there, and they able to get to the garden, and you see white sheets over mutants that are dead. Like, and also, good God, Nightcrawler, he teleported Rogue and Gambit out like at the very last second, but he still caught some of that blast. I thought he was gone too, but
Me too.
and Rogue wanted to touch him, but she knew she couldn't. Gambit got over there, and she was like, "Gambit," and he was like, "Yo, he holding on, but he's still alive, Cher, but just barely." And like they looking, and then you see Callisto from the Morlock, the leader of the Morlocks. She's like tweaked out and everything, and they're like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "Yo, man, it's some more Morlocks and mutants like over, stuck over
Yeah,
there."
right under where basically
Yeah,
that huge sense there was.
right. And
So
so Magneto's like, "Hey, yo, we gotta," and you see Magneto's empathy and humanity. He's like, "Yo, we gotta say." He was like, "I'm gonna distract this thing. Gambit, Rogue, get them out of there." And he sets it up, but you also do a cut scene to the Morlocks, and it's like the Morlocks have been treated like trash so much on the show, going back to the original series, because they are the mutants that really don't have they have powers, but their powers aren't really special like that. They just kind of weird looking. They're the weird looking mutants and stuff, and you see they're like, "Man, blah 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 blah." They was like, "Why would Magneto care about us?" And Leech, little old Leech, man, sweet, adorable Leech, weird looking stuff, was like, "Hey, man, Magneto said that I don't have to be afraid anymore." They're coming. They was like, "Why would the X-Men come?" And you see the scene where Gambit and Rogue are just them two are on a two-man mission, and they are taking out Sentinels trying to get to them, and And there was a scene where it looked like a Sentinel was coming in, but it was basically Rogue tossed the Sentinel head through the door to get through the building to get them out. And they were shocked, like, oh,
you really came.
They actually came to save us.
Tony, but led them outside to their demise.
Yo, man. Yo.
If it was
the next 2 minutes after that was like
utter destruction.
Utter destruction and most heart. And it was heartbreaking, man, for real. I was just like, but this is my face, like, watching the whole time. So Magneto's out there putting up a fight, but he not because remember Gambit said, he says every mutant that goes after this thing is killed or hurt or whatever. And so they get thrown, and Magneto puts a force bubble around him and the Morlocks. And that Godzilla-like Sentinel thing, Godzilla Master Mode Sentinel, shoots a blast at Magneto. And Magneto is like holding that thing for dear life. Rogue tries to go over there, and Magneto takes an iron beam and throws her against the wall, and Gambit, and puts like metal around them to shield them. And she's like, no. He's like, Share, he is trying to save us. Like, and he's like sitting there, he's holding that on for dear life. And then you see Leech look up at him, and he just looks down at Leech, and he's just like, don't be afraid, I'm sorry. And he gave out, and they killed. It seems like Magneto was dead. Or this version of it seems like this version of Magneto and all those Morlocks died. And then Rogue goes on a tear. She's trying to get to that. She tears up some Sentinels, and she's trying to get to that main Godzilla Sentinel. And old Remy LeBeau, no, hey, this ain't gonna end well. He throws a motorcycle at her and charges it up to get her out the way. And they still fighting with this thing. And then finally, Remy is like, hey, the cards in my hand, baby. And he's doing his thing, and he gets up to He gets up where it looks like he's about to take this thing out. The next thing you know, this thing stabs Remy in his side. It pierces him. And he's just sitting there dangling like a puppet, almost just looking up, and he's bleeding. And I was just like, oh my God. And then he sacrifices himself. Magneto sacrifices himself to help the Morlocks, and then Gambit sacrifices himself to help everybody else.
Yeah.
He charges up that metal beam that's in him, and it charges up the rest of that thing, and he said, the name's Gambit. And we get to the title of this episode. Remember it, because that's his little call thing. Boom. Blows up and destroys the machine. While all this is going on, the X-Men are seeing this on television at the mansion. And you see the news reporter she's like, oh my God, like, watching them watch this. And they're just, and Scott comes in, and he's like, how many? And they just like, we don't know.
We don't even know.
We don't even know.
The parallel to that was because she was like, in light of recent events in the world, you know what I'm saying, this may still be, you know what I'm saying, disturbing, which was the parallel of essentially when like it's like when people started to see like what was going on in the South during the Civil Rights movement. Because when you hear about it, it's like, but they started, Selma, or oh man, what's the kid that they got beat? Emmett Till. Like when those images, things start coming out, and like people started to see like just that hatred for us. Yeah. It was the same way when it came to that's the little retrospective parallel for that. But yeah.
And the final scene though, man. The final scene is like you just see you're back on Genosha, you see utter destruction, chaos, and everything that happened. There's a big ass crater, and Rogue is in the crater, and you see like Gambit, and like half his hair is singed off and burnt and stuff like that if you look at it real close. And she's holding him crying, and she says, I can't feel him. And then the somber music plays.
Fade to black.
Fade to black.
And we get the X-Men theme in a minor.
Yes. Yep, and minor.
Yeah, man.
Slow down. Let me explain something to y'all, man.
Awesome episode.
Awesome episode. Once again, why I love the X-Men. This episode gave us two love triangles. It gave us what should have been hope for the mutants. It went to show you also a news report showing like, hey, mutants are just like normal people. You see the mutants organizing like, hey, this is what we're trying to do. This is, saying we got a leadership here. And then for all hell to break loose like this, man, it was sheesh.
Amazing episode.
I saw on Facebook, for people that's still on Facebook, because I know like to say Facebook's for old people. All I saw was a bunch of posts like, yo, X-Men 97, why are you doing this to us? X-Men 97, why are you doing this to us?
Yeah. They did it, yo. And I mean, like, it was really like I did not like I had a feeling it was going to do Evil Extinction, the whole Genosha decimation storyline, but did I think it was going to do it in episode 5?
Oh no, absolutely not.
Heck no. When I mean they are doing a masterful job at just like condensing these stories in this small amount of time and not making it feel rushed. Bro, this is a masterclass right now.
Let me say something. This might be controversial, might not be. This is so good. I wouldn't even care if they ever did a live action X-Men ever again. They just keep giving me this.
It's like this. Let me get in on this. When they do introduce X-Men into the actual live action and the mutants and as a whole, they better knock it out the park because this is setting a very high bar.
Yes.
And this is what they wanted to do as a primer, basically, for the X-Men and the mutants in the MCU. They better do a hell of a job, man, because this is good. This is good. This is
top notch.
This is
top
good.
notch writing. This is just animation top notch. This is storytelling.
Yeah, man. The trifecta. Yeah. That's all we got for this one.
Yeah, man.
If you saw it, you see us, definitely type away, man. Let us know how you felt about it. If you just joined us in the past few weeks, thank you. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you all. And we will see you in a few with our review of Shogun. Also, Fallout comes out on Friday. If it's a banger, we'll review it. You know what I'm saying? If it's a banger. Yeah. Yeah. That's it, man. We hit y'all out. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.